Another long, hard day at the office. I'd like to take the chance to thank everybody for getting behind me on our channel and supporting our dog trapping videos. This is a big part of my life, but probably the biggest part of my life has been managing wild deer, and it's now that I really need your assistance. Not just the Aussie hunters, the Aussie guys and gals that have got behind us, but also those people from the US, the UK and Canada. If ever we really needed you people to share this message, it's now. Things have got serious. People that love freedom right around the world are in a battle for their very survival. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Here in Australia, we are probably further down the track. This great free-loving country that we are, that's the bastion of freedom, Australia, we're further down the track towards socialism than probably any other country in the free world that I could think of. Definitely in our Commonwealth. I talked to my son in Canada, things are bad over there. I talked to mates in the UK, things are going crazy. Relations in New Zealand, shocking. Now, I'm not a very well educated person. I don't make any claims to be anybody too smart at all. I'm just a country boy that's growing old. Okay? I left school at junior high and I went straight in the bush helping my dad and mum on our property. But I've read and I've tried to educate myself right through those years. I've managed to actually get 2 papers published in books, in sustainable use books. I managed to do that with the great support, the undying support of a bloke by the name of Brian Murphy from the Quality Deer Management Association of America. Brian has been my go-to for many years, and I thank him for that. My whole life I've aimed at sustainable use of our wild animals. Now here in Australia, all our big game, except probably if we wanted to look at things like a crocodile, everything else is introduced. And a lot of people don't realise this. They're introduced and now they're classed as introduced pests under the Biosecurity Act. Now these are the same guys and gals, the biosecurity team are the same ones that are locking us down at the moment. The same ones that are bringing in the health regulations that a lot of us are looking at and saying, this is crazy stuff. We're going down a road to nowhere. What we're seeing here, and what I really want people to share and put around to have you look at the situation here with regard to our hunting. In Queensland, Australia, we've got a one-house parliament, a unicameral system of government. One house, not 2 houses like in the other states. They've got an upper house and a lower house. Now in New South Wales, they've got a game licensing unit. It was a game department. They've got great people in there going into bat for us in the upper house, blocking legislation, basically political blackmail, until they got a game unit. So they've got animals classed as game. They've got game licenses, an R license system. Fantastic. A lot of the guys doing it are mates of mine right behind you. Up here in Queensland, we've got one House of Parliament. Try getting it in here. And if I can quote Robert Borsak, I'll quote him now. Robert's been a mate for many years. I said, how do we get a game council in Queensland, Robert? He said, give me $10 million in 10 years and I'll have a go at it for you. He said it's going to be next door to impossible. Okay, so we've got one House of Parliament. What gets over the line goes in. We've got legislation up here classing everything as pest animals. So we can only work under the Biosecurity Act 2021. The same guys that are locking everybody down. Do you think we're going to get them now in the face of what we're seeing around the world? Do you think we're going to get them to accept sustainable management? The best that we're going to get is a pest control situation. Now, if I jump quickly to bow hunters, Bow hunters, go and have a look at the Animal Care and Protection Act. Go and look at the welfare side of things. We must use the most lethal method available to us to control pests. And I'm sorry, you're going to have a bad, big, hard, bad job getting bow hunting seen as the most lethal technique you can use to control pest animals. Okay, it fits in some circumstances, but not the wider situation. So eventually, they're going to put the lid on you guys, okay, and guys and gals. They're going to put the lid down on you. Rifle hunters, you call yourself hunters. You can't be hunters. Wake up to yourself. Under the legislation, you can't be hunters. You've got to be pest controllers. So if you're saying I'm letting that animal go, giving it a chance to grow bigger like we believe in and sustainable use, that doesn't fit within legislation. So what we're seeing, they're pushing us down a road to destruction. They want us to kill everything we see. Okay, you get the landowners to adopt an eradication methodology, you'll see what happened in the north on the Chittle country, on the axis deer country, happened down our red deer country. You'll see helicopter shoots like you've never seen before. You'll see baiting. You'll see mass trapping and destruction. Okay? Don't think it can't happen because it's happened up there. Tens of thousands of axis deer, of Chittle deer, have been put on the ground and left to rot. The same thing will happen down here unless people can start to grow a set and fight this. So when it happens, when you see the choppers working over your local state forest instead of letting hunters in there to shoot, you'll know what it's about. New South Wales have done really good, but look at what's happening at the moment. Chopper shoots all over the place. The game animals being classed as pests. The whole thing is unraveling, guys. If you can't see that, you're blind. Okay? This is what the future is. We're going to see eradication. Now, helicopters, drones, night shooting, spotlighting, thermal shooting can't really eradicate any population. What will eradicate the populations, it's called CRISPR gene editing. It's when they will go out of their way like they're planning to do with mosquitoes in Florida, that's planning to do with the cane toads here. Look at the ABC article. We'll try and put a clip up there now, a link you can go and research. The same thing they want to do with mosquitoes, same thing they want to do with cane toads is the same thing they'll do with wild pigs and cats and foxes and wild deer. Okay, have a look at the TED Talk. I'll put a link to it here now as well. The TED Talk that goes into controlling invasive species using CRISPR gene editing. Wake up, people. Please wake up. This is why I need the bulk of people that are watching the channel, the people from overseas, to realise that your Aussie buddies are in trouble down here. There's people like myself that are saying, let's get in there and fight this. Let's stand up. Let's do something about it. But you know what? We're the few, they're the many, and most of our mates have jumped in the pot with the rest of the frogs. We're in deep trouble, guys. Please share this around. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll try and bring as much of this as I can to you. I'll bring the history and I'll bring the issues, and let's see if we can do something about it. God bless you.